Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crusader Athletics. We're here in the Mayborn Campus Arena at the beautiful campus of the University of Mary Hardin-Baylor in the booming metropolis of Belton, Texas. I am happy to be joined by my cohort in crime on the second floor of the Bauckham Student Union building, Mary Bauckham. Mary, say hi to our crowd.
Hello, everyone. So good to be here.
Mary, have you ever been on our broadcast?
You know, I don't think I've ever been on the broadcast.
Oh my gosh, so this is your first time to talk to all the Crusader fans that are out there?
Very first time. First time. Not nervous at all.
We had a whopping total 167 tune into the women's game, and so some of them may have stayed online to watch the men's game, and if you're still watching the live broadcast, you might be watching the Little Upwards basketball guys out here, and they're getting a lot of cheers and support from all the fans. Mary, tell our listeners what you do here at Mary Hardin-Baylor.
Well, Aaron, I am the Assistant Director of Campus Activities in our Student Life Department.
So what do you do?
So what do I do? I get to be a part of student life in the way that we work with campus traditions, things like the Miss Mary Hardin-Baylor pageant, the Easter pageant, which we have coming up here pretty soon in April, and Crusader Nights, which is next weekend. But we also help to put on events for students that are just fun, give them something to do on the weekend and during the week, and everything that we do is student-led. So it's their idea, and we're just helping facilitate that and helping them create the fun, basically.
Well, and that's one of the significant things. Of course, you know, our student body is here to get an education, but the college experience is extremely important to what we do here at Mary Hardin-Baylor, you know, education for life, experience of a lifetime. And so bouncing off of that, you're an alum, correct?
Yes, I am.
I thought so. So we're fellow alums. My undergrad, I got at Washington State University and got my master's degree from here, so up with the purple. But what I'd like our listeners to kind of experience a little bit from you is, how has your experience as a student and now as a full-time employee, how did your student life here impact your decision to want to work here?
Man, that's my favorite question. So I came to Mary Hardin-Baylor in 2009 because...
So did I.
Uh-huh.
That was my first year.
Your first year.
First year coaching.
First year for a lot of people. So I came in 2009 because our pastor's daughter had invited me and encouraged me to apply. I'd never heard of Mary Hardin-Baylor.
Tell everybody where home is.
Home is San Angelo, Texas.
Oh, West Texas. I love it.
I considered all the typical West Texas schools: Angelo State, Texas Tech, and then mom's an Aggie, so I had to consider A&M.
All right.
But visited campus, and like a lot of people you hear, I fell in love with it immediately. Loved the size. Campus is beautiful. Everybody I met at the preview weekend event I came to was so kind and just so excited to meet you, and it wasn't fake. It was genuine. So when I came here, I immediately had people telling me what to get plugged into, where to get involved. So I was a freshman who found everything and anything possible to do on campus and jumped at the chance of leadership roles throughout college. And I actually worked in the student organizations office as a work study job. And so got to work with Katie Hart and Tiffany Werdeman as a student, and Christy Brischke for a little bit before that. But that's kind of what mapped out this idea of, hey, I could work for a university, and I think I'd like that. The classroom was good, but I didn't find anything I just was super, super excited about. Changed majors a few times, but being involved and looking at the leadership aspect of it, knew that I wanted to work for a university, and hey, if I could do that after I graduate, awesome. So I graduated 2013 and did a few things in between, worked back home in San Angelo for a little while, worked at a church in Houston for a little bit, but made my way back in 2015 and got to work for the admissions and recruiting office here and loved it.
So what's your favorite memory of being a student at Mary Hardin-Baylor?
Favorite memory? Gosh. There's a lot of favorite memories, but I will tell you, senior year, getting to go to the basketball game for our guys in Atlanta.
The national championship run.
The national championship run. And the nice long bus ride to and from was awesome.
Well, everybody's a little fired up. One of the little guys just made a three-pointer. He just hurled it.
So pumped. Got another one.
my
They're
gosh.
putting on a show. They came prepared to show our guys up.
Yeah, these guys are going crazy. Well, yeah, that was a phenomenal experience. Of course, I was still coaching at that point and calling basketball games, and I got to attend that game as well. And of course, we would have loved, that game to end a little bit differently, but to be the national runner-up, a lot to be proud of there.
Great.
So tell our listeners, and we talked a little bit about this earlier, tell our listeners a little something special that some people may not know about Mary Hardin-Baylor, and specifically your class was able to experience something really unique.
Yeah, so my class that came in 2009 through 2013, when we graduated that May, we got to experience a lot of this growth on campus. So a lot of the new facilities you see now, like our new visual arts building, our new nursing facility, our stadium, and our student union, and several apartment complexes were being built and constructed, and we got to see all of that come to fruition. We got to see the development and plans for that, so it's really cool to watch the growth of the university happen. And then now, as an alumni and as an employee, to continue to see the growth is unbelievable. Getting to watch the university still thrive and flourish, and so going from being a student, watching your university just be this wonderful place is really cool. But as a staff member now, it just warms your heart a little bit to see that the university you experienced as a student is the same place it is now that you're getting to work for and be a part of that passion and that heart behind it.
Well, what's kind of neat is my daughter is sitting up behind us in the stands, Molly, and I got here in 2009, actually the summer of 2008, and my kids were itty bitty back then. And so they kind of grew up on campus, if you will, attending events and being around me. And now Molly is a junior here at the university. And she has a chance to get an engineering degree. And my son will be coming here next year. And
that's exciting, too.
I'll be a fellow alumni with them whenever they graduate. So, Mary Hardin-Baylor has a special place in my heart as well, because I think we have been in some type of building program every single year that I've been here.
It hasn't stopped.
No, it hasn't stopped. And with God being willing to continue to bless us, hopefully it won't stop. And so I had a chance to talk with Tucker Glasky at halftime of the women's game, and he talked about the fundraising efforts and the current construction progress that we have at the soccer and tennis field house. So
exciting.
That's a big blast. Now this is a little unique for you and I, because you and I are usually sitting down there on the south end of the arena kind of cheering and hollering and so forth. So just real quick, kind of last question for you, because I love basketball fans and I love this sport. Why do you love basketball?
Oh, I love basketball.
So you don't just love, you love.
I love basketball. So my sister and I grew up coaches' daughters. Okay. So my dad has coached basketball. My grandfather has coached basketball. My uncle coaches ball right now. So it's a family affair. But we grew up watching college basketball on TV, and March Madness has always been a big deal. Big fans. But getting to grow up watching it, there's just something different about it. There's another heart behind it, and you get to know the players on such a personal level and understand why they love the game, which only makes you love the game more watching them play. And this year it's been a lot of fun, because our players on our team this year have a lot of heart, both the women's and men's team. They've got a lot of heart, and they're just good players, so it's fun to watch a game that way.
One of the things that Carrie and I were talking about our men's team specifically as we were doing the kind of pregame stuff is how much fun these guys seem to have together on the court. And they enjoy being together. Obviously, they enjoy winning. And we talked a little bit in the pregame about how significant this game is for, if we win, having at least a share of the West Division title. And that number one seed going into the conference championship is a big deal. So, well, Mary, we're going to take a little bit of a break so I can rest my voice before we get into the second half. I think it's going to be an exciting second half. I can't thank you enough for joining us and sharing a little bit of your life at Mary Hardin-Baylor, from a student to an employee, and we'll continue to cheer from two different locations for a big victory tonight. So for all of Mary Balcom's family that may be listening along, you have raised a sweetheart of a daughter. I love officing real close to her in the hallway, and so y'all have a lot to be proud of, and we're happy to have her as a Mary Hardin Baylor alum. So, Crew fans, you continue to listen. I'll give the last word to Mary.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. It's been fun.
All
Love
right.
my Crew fans.
There you go. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.